Hey, I'm Decathlon Gamer. Welcome back to Draft Day Sports Pro Basketball 2020. This is episode number 19. It's October 3rd. It's training camp day, and then we begin the cycle all over again. D-League assignments, and then the regular season just a couple weeks away. So, training camp time. Let's see what we get here. Rosters are all set. This is what we worked on last season. Is that? Not a chance. This is definitely not set. Individual player training. Oh. Was this here? Positional training? Okay. Small forwards, power forwards, centers, rebounding. Okay. Interesting. I don't have any. Oh. Interesting that it has this. You know what? I don't care, Dwayne Dedman. You don't get relaxation time. You're either going to improve or not. I'll give you a little more weight training. Let's definitely work on the agility. And definitely post moves. Okay, agility. I'll make sure you have a little bit of strength training there. You gotta be able to play through contact. Alright. Let's go ahead and run our training camp. Or do I? Let's see. I care a lot about our defensive sets. So let's bring that down. There we go. All right, we're ready to run camp. Let's see what happens with our players. Love to see Walker take a big step forward this season. I did just discover, as we are now playing on version 9.4, that it has been tweaked that rookies, at least the top tier rookies, are going to come in a little bit closer to their ability potential starting out. So a player like Jake Walker would have already come on as a pretty solid contributor. Okay, looks like we have our scouting points and D-League players to take a look at, but let's see our roster and how we are now looking as a group. So first off, De'Aaron Fox, 4-star of 4.5-star. And we'll see. Excuse me. 2021. Ooh, his scoring is actually down. Actually, a lot of things are down. Handling's the same. Offensive rebounding a little better. Defensive rebounding definitely better. Shot blocking, same. Stealing an 83. 79. Defense, So, to me, it looks like Fox has taken a slight step backwards. Walker, on the other hand, has hit 3.5 of his 4.5-star potential. And we should be seeing a pretty big step here. +4 on the scoring. Handling has improved. Big step in the rebounding, blocking, stealing. Bagley continues to do well. Sorry. If you have not heard it over the last week, my cough has become pneumonia. So I'm barely posting any videos right now. I'm really struggling to push out any content right now. I'm trying to get about one video a day, so at least there's something, and this is that one for today. But he healed still at his 3 stars. Collie Stein, of course. Patrick Thompson. Ooh. The rookie making a huge step. He was a 1.5 star guy. Turns out he's actually a 2.5 star guy. So that was a nice little pickup there at the end of the first round for us. And you can see there's actually still plenty of potential. Beasley, Barnes. Okay, Barnes is just 2.5 star. Bull makes progress to a 2.5 star guy. That's what I've been looking for. How's he looking now? Still has some work to do on his rebounding. Defense now 70. Plenty of room for progress still. So, really nice jump. Look where he was as a rookie and where he is now. Defense, yeah, all the way up to a 70. This rebounding still has a ways to go, but it's come up so much. He'll be playing a lot more now. I'm done with Dedmon. It's a contract to dump this season. There's a couple guys. Dedmon finally in the last year of his contract. And then Corey Joseph. I will be trying to offload them this season, which I've been trying to do since the first season. But this season, they're both in the last year of their contracts. So there's finally a solid opportunity to get rid of those 2 guys. Justin James finally hits 2 stars of his potential. Phillips still struggling. That's been my big mistake so far, draft-wise. And it's fun again in real life. Just went back to the Blazers, where he came from initially in the trade that brought Ariza over. D-League assignments. Okay, I can't send Swanigan. I can certainly send Phillips and will. Can't send James anymore. I don't know if I have anyone else to send. I think Patrick Thompson has... that's who I was planning on sending. And I do have a ton of depth at shooting guard. But I don't have it at point guard. How is your ball handling? A 51. Yeah, that's not very good. Especially with Corey Joseph having a 100 and a pass rating 59. So no, Patrick Thompson cannot fill in, or Beasley, or Hield. Or Walker. I really don't have a point guard besides Joseph. And then definitely Fox. So that's one thing I've got to worry about, especially if I offload Corey Joseph. I will need a point guard for certain. And no, I'm not going to, or do I want to sign Thompson into the D-League this season? looking directly, him comparing to Beasley. And Beasley's clearly ahead in almost every area, so even though they're both at 2.5, Thompson's not there yet. And Cannon will develop still quite a bit. So yes, excuse me. Let's go ahead and assign Patrick Thompson still to the D-League. Okay. Okay. G League / D League draft. Be nice if the game would actually update that to reflect that it's the G League. But D League actually makes a lot more sense. It is specifically the development league. Of course, I'm not running control of our affiliate, so they get to fill out their own roster. This will take just a second. And speaking of taking a second, I would be amiss if I did not take a second to recognize Kobe Bryant. Yes, he will be missed. No, he's not going to be missed by me. I think I've already mentioned how I feel about Kobe Bryant as a player with his 42% field goal percentage, which is just horribly inefficient. It was volume. But you never wish anything on anyone like that. I mean, if you're on the side of hating somebody like, say, Donald Trump, who's as polarizing as they get, you don't wish death on him either. I mean, it's just not how humanity works. So, and I don't even think drawing any kind of comparison between those two is justifiable at all. But what I'm trying to say is, regardless of being a Blazer fan where we hate the Lakers, that's our rival, and a lifelong Laker like Kobe, and a guy that I always thought was overrated, regardless of all of that, I feel sorry for his family, and I think it's more important at this moment to mention that he and his daughter were not the only ones on that helicopter. Other people lost their lives as well, and other families are affected as well. The media, of course, it's all about Kobe. But again, back on, regardless of the differences of opinion that I have, it's still a sad day for the sporting world. And so, here's to Kobe. And it's time for the regular season just about to begin. We have points, 289 of them, and just like before, and it has worked out very well to us so far. The 50 points making all the difference. And this time we have enough to get the entire U.S. We have 39 points remaining. And it's really got to come down to Europe. That's where the other talent is for the most part. But West or East, always hard to say on that one where it's hit or miss. I'd say either really could be. So let's go ahead and put in the 39 in Western Europe. All right. We do need to get our depth set before we go much further. So now that we have our roster, we've assigned a couple guys to G League. And Thompson looks like he could be a valuable member with the current squad, but he's coming straight out of college and doesn't quite have a place for us. We picked the best available, and I think that's worked out well for us as he's a 2.5-star guy right now with definite potential to improve. So I like how that one has worked out. Default depth chart right now has Fox playing 40 minutes, Hield playing 40, Walker playing 40 at the small forward, which is what I was looking for last season. Bagley playing 40. Cauley, and some of that at center. Interesting. Cauley Stein getting 36. Barnes is getting 14. I think I can agree with that. Dedmon playing 6 minutes is absolute BS, though. Bull so much better than Dedmon, in my opinion. I just recently saw something, a headline that the Kings were trying to move Dedmon and struggling, like myself, to move Dedmon. Joseph, 8 minutes, and yeah, I'm fine with that. Beasley getting the 8 minutes. I think he would have gotten it anyway over Thompson. Swanigan, nothing. That kind of hurts that they would give. But I understand Barnes needs time. And he's better than a 14-minute kind of guy. But he's that much farther behind Bagley now. And James, who's been our D-League guy, finally ready to contribute. So good for him. Really, the unfortunate thing for me here is that Bull is not getting the time yet, still. But we'll see how quickly we can change that if I can move Dedmon and Craig. And I would love to make that a package deal of some kind, even if that costs me a point guard, because I do not, not Craig, Joseph. If I can move Dedmon and Joseph. We're only moving 14 minutes now. That's finally down and out and non-important to us. The only important thing is that I do not have a backup point guard. So I would kind of have to keep that in mind as I go to make a move. There'd have to be a player coming back the other way. And if they're absolute garbage, 2-minute kind of guy, then they're a 2-minute kind of guy, and Fox will play 46 or 44, and we'll figure it out. But all right, the new draft class, of course, the default in-game option. As college basketball hasn't even come out. And I just realized today, as I was going to see if there was an update, that the new college football came out. And of course, I did a series on last season's. And part of me wants to do it again. I mean, I love college football. Definite passion there. For me, I don't even watch the NFL anymore after all the corruption within the NFL, and all the corruption they've allowed to just go away no matter how often team like the Patriots gets caught cheating every year almost, and nothing ever happens to them except for that their owner still sits in the with the commissioner all the time. They're best friends. No wonder they keep getting busted, but nothing ever happens. Other than that, they continue to get away with it and win championships. And it's not just about that team; it's the whole league. And more importantly, it's that you have all the domestic type scandals, the rape, the the domestic abuse, the so on and so forth. Anyway, but college, love college, and I went to U of O, and I'm very passionate about that team. And I went to every single home game while I was a student, including Masters, so 6 years, every game, and I went through the era of change. I was at now it's not the last, but one of just 2 losing seasons since the mid-90s. It's been a, that was a long turnaround, and for me, I was there while that turnaround happened, and they became the powerhouse that they are now. Anyway, we're here for this game, for the NBA, and I think we are right at the start. Yes, season. What do we have? Season begins today. Scout draft. Yeah, I already did that. Okay, cool. No more advance. It's time for a play sim, and look at that. We're so special now that we get to open the season. We got Raptors and Bulls, and us and the Mavs. Nice. Wow, we gotta see how the team's looking. Of course, the big change here is Walker finally gets his spot in the starting lineup. Excuse me. And then, of course, we've got to take on Doncic and Porzingis. Bazemore in the starting lineup for them, so that encourages me that we're going to have a definite advantage there. And do the little tweak there. And here we go, season underway. Now this Dallas team is starting to get really good in real life. It was so weird to see Dallas fade that last few years and really start to struggle. But they're back. They are back, and they've done it through, well, the opposite of what my approach is on the scouting, right? I'm scouting the scouting pool, the majority of the players in the pool. They're scouting the foreign players. They're scouting the Eastern European players, and they're finding the best of the best there, and they're finding players that are slipping slipping down the draft board a handful of spots. And that makes sense in a lot of ways. It really does, because you can find the diamond in the rough. You can find the excellent player. So far, so good. As we approach the end of the first quarter of our opener, it's also our home opener, and we lead 36-25 after 1. That's a big quarter for us. Backups in for their little bit. Can they hang on to the lead a little bit? And they certainly seem like they can. Those backups come on for a solid, 8-1. Bench period there. Fox back in. He's got 13 already. He does have 2 fouls, though. He's 4 assists, 3 rebounds. Hield's got 8. Walker's got 9 already. Barnes in there, and in there for a little while. I'm not sure why, but he was the one that Walker has replaced at that small forward. So we were very big a season ago. Walker, 12 points, 14 points now, 5 of 5 shooting for him. Fox, 7 of 10. Those two really starting to lead the way for us. Hield, who was the standout star of this team, really starting to take his place, his role as just a solid contributor. As we approach halftime, Dallas gets a little run to close the gap back down to about where it was at the end of the first quarter. It's 64-51 at the half. And Bagley, just 4 minutes. But he's got 3 fouls. Hopefully that's all it is and that there wasn't some sort of injury that I missed. But that solid lead is with arguably our third best player sitting on the bench almost the entire half. Little run here by Dallas all of a sudden. And the lead was down to 8. We finally get a score. Let's see if we can get things moving again. There we go. Back up into double digits. 81-70. Still third quarter. 4 minutes to play. Fox has 24. Walker, the scorer here over the last couple minutes, has 23. He's 8 of 11 from the field, so not perfect anymore, but he's still doing quite well as he's into the mid-20s, and Fox there as well. So those are suddenly the big guys for the team. 88-77, just about the end of the third quarter here. And there it is, 90-77. So we get back to the lead that we've had since the end of the first quarter. It's been, I think, 13 at the end of every quarter. You hear what they say, lucky number 13. We'll see if I just gave myself the curse of that lucky number 13, or will we hang on to win the game? We are the first to 100. Were we the first to 100 this whole season? We'll see. We'll have to see. There was one other game on the night. But leading by 14 with 5 to play, it's looking like we've got a good chance of hanging out here. Fox cracks 30. His early stats in the assist and rebound department have not built, but he has put up 3 steals here in the second half. His shooting's also cooling off a little bit, but of 11 of 18, I'll take that any day, every day. Bagley just finally got to 10 points, but remember, he had those 3 fouls early in the game. He has not added any fouls since then. And now we finally get a little garbage time as the game is settled. It's 118-101, the final. And we open the season with the win and looking like a team that could be playoff bound. My voice is not going to handle much more, but we will do a couple of... Oh, hey, look at that. We were. 98-86 was the final of the other game, so we were the first team in the NBA to top 100 this season. There you go. It's a monumental day. Where's our award? No? No award? Okay, well, fine. Fine by me. We're going to sim some weeks. Just a little bit, just to get that taste of where we're at, because New Orleans is able to top us in our second game. Walker still manages to get 20 points, though. We'll keep an eye on his progress. 1-2 now. Oof. Walker just 16. He'll step it up with 17 today, though. I think we have a lot more in terms of scoring options at this point. Inbox, what do you have for me? Updates already. Lane Jensen, superstar potential. Won't be, but could be a starter. Coda. Okay, similar. So both of these guys, Coda and Jensen, but I'm not sure I'm going to be drafting a power forward. I clearly need a backup point guard. I think we're going to be later in the draft, so we're not going to be looking for a starter. I think a backup is a decent thing to get after. But let's do another week here. And we turn around this seemingly slow start. No, we slipped to 1-3 after Houston picks up the win. This is actually really highly disappointing as we finally get our second win of the season comfortably over Brooklyn. But in that first game, we certainly looked. Now, of course, one game is never a good sample. But losing to, like, say, Miami... Well, Miami had a ton of money to spend in free agency this season or last season? I don't remember which. But they picked up some really good players that were available because there was only a few teams that had any money to spend. It's like you've got to get all your contracts expiring at the same time so that you can just go out and get the free agents, or you just hang on to everybody. And right now we're at that young, talented squad that I want to hang on to everybody. But just 2-4. Let's sim one more game. We'll check the box score on that one as we beat up on Indiana. So our 3 wins have been big wins, and our 4 losses have been close. So we might be 3-4 right now and 0-3 on the road. Let's take our back-to-back and see what happens here instead. Okay, we finally do get a road win. So apparently that was part of the struggle. Most of our losses have been on the road, and we just kind of answer that back. Let's see. Let's go back one day. One day as we end this one on Halloween. Excuse me. So, Bagley, 22 points, so big day for him. First time I'm really seeing his name up there too much. Barnes in the lineup, so what's going on here? Collie Stein, Fox, Walker. So Hield was on the bench. Interesting that Barnes was inserted into the lineup. So back into the small forward, and Walker moved to shooting guard, and Hield moved to the bench. I'm not a fan of that one, as there's a clear difference between Hield and Barnes, but at the same time, Walker, Bagley, Fox, those are your key guys now. And you could still get a lot of points from Hield. I mean, he could be a great scorer for you in second unit, and I could certainly see that being the case if we can improve what we have at small forward. That's our weakness right now. It's definitely small forward, so I can understand that coach is playing around with how to fill that void. And maybe we're having a little identity crisis on how to fill that void at small forward. We have a wealth of choices at power forward and at shooting guard, and that's that position next to it. So how are we going to bounce back and forth on that, and what's going to work best? I think we'll keep an eye on that as the season goes on, as Booker had 38 in that game. But look who had 40. Fox. Just 11 of 22. But that's not 42% from the field. Just saying. That is just under 40% from the field. All right. Well, hey, you can hear it. I'm sure you can hear it. My voice is done. It's cracking. It's gonna be. That's gonna be that. That's gonna be a day. So we opened the season 3-4. Not the greatest record, but hey, remember last season we started pretty poor too. When I had higher expectations, higher hopes, and then we got things going. I think we're gonna be just fine. I think we'll be just fine. My voice, no, but this pneumonia, no. But I'm actually getting better, so a little bit anyway. That's going to do it for this episode. I'm Decathlon Gamer. Thanks for tuning in, and I'll see you next time. Bye for now.